Welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing. I think this is it. Now is the time that I'm running off to the distillery. I probably had other things that I was kind of working on. I'll just keep this list running of things like that I want to try and circle back to and try to not completely forget about. There's obviously like multiple other ways that we can make use of the outhouse, the time-traveling outhouse, but the distillery with the vampires is a quest we were given, I think, back when we were first told to come out to Crystal Dream Lake at all, so maybe it's about time we take on that. You catch a skittery movement out of the corner of your eye and quickly turn to face, well, nothing it turns out. You were ready to face a bunch of spiders or something, but there's nothing here but shadows. It must have just been some tree branches moving in the wind, or something. Again, just really iterating that it could have been something. It probably was nothing, but it could have been something. Oh, wait. No, it's the shadows. The shadows are just literally also spiders, it turns out. I'm fighting spider shadows. Okay, shadowy spider. Gotcha. Cannot take more than 5 physical. I shouldn't have to worry about that because of the way she spreads her attacks around, and that the majority of my attacks are not that. This came up in the comments, and I don't think I've had a chance to address it in a video. I was all like, what the hell happened? Why didn't my attack actually get stronger? But no, the Parmesan missile deals physical damage, and so when you're using it against one of these things that can't take more than 5 physical damage, it's calculating that and showing that for you. So I did raise it and did make it stronger, this 7, so that's what was going on with that. That's why I was getting so messed up with it. At 5 random enemies. So here I should hit everyone once. Did I hit anyone twice? I don't know. I feel like it doesn't repeat, but maybe it would if you circle back. I don't know. I could be wrong with how that's being used. 5, 5, 5. Oh, well, that's fun. I can actually... Did that not work? 3. 3 damage to 5 enemies. Yes, it's 3. That worked exactly how it was meant to. Honestly, I barely even wonder why I strategized during these fights, but as I say that, Molly was like about to die to poison, so maybe I should be careful. You won! It might seem a little weird that your regular physical weapons can damage these weird shadow creatures, but hey, who argues with success? Yeah, that's right. What are you gonna do? Look a gift horse in the mouth there? I don't know, it could have some delicious treats waiting for you deep down in that gullet. Nothing to lose looking at it's all I'm saying. I don't have a ton of experience. Oh, right. I remember. I kind of was like holding this to the back of my mind and trying not to lose sight of it. I have been wearing this grindstone ring for a while now. I kind of a little bit have lost track. Better familiars. Parmesan missile dealing extra damage. That is quite good. I honestly kind of forget which of these I had most recently been wearing. Healing everyone is pretty useful. Companion, not your familiars. That keeps that separate. I'll wear the healing. The universal healthcare. I'm Canadian. I'm supposed to value that, so why not stick with it? I'm supposed to and do. It's absurd. Anyone who doesn't agree with universal healthcare, I can't wrap my head around it, I'm telling ya. Better keep your peepers peeled, pal. These woods are a good place for an ambush. And we got a spooky-looking lady guarding the front of the old distillery. Presumably she's a vampire? She looks spooky enough to be a vampire. Is that racist? It might be speciesist or like monsterist or something. Because vampires could be any race. But how else do you define vampirism if not a race? That feels wrong. It feels incorrect. She glares at you as you approach her, her eyes flashing blood red. Begone from this place. You have no business here. I do, actually, and I'd like for you to invite me inside. What? No. Wait. I guess that's the reversal of how that usually works. Don't you have to? I thought that was one of the big vampire things, that if someone asks you to invite them inside, you have to do it. That is nearly the most opposite of true that it is possible for it to be. Oh, darn. Leave this place at once, or the consequences will be most dire. Aw, come on, don't be like that. What's eating you? Gilbert Grape, perhaps? If you do not leave, the question will be, what is eating you? And the answer will be me. That was pretty good. Just got to appreciate a good little zinger, some nice banter. Haha, yeah, you really set me up for that one. Just fight her. Threaten her with mystical powers. Sure, why not? You cannot frighten me, foul creature. We're going full Helsing on her. For your power issues from the darkness of the night. And the night? Oh, geez, I completely lost track of the time. She looks up at the midday sun and her hair bursts into flames. We're dealing with like a Schrodinger's sun here. You're only going to burst into flames if you acknowledge that the sun is there. With a screech, she turns into a bat, which is still on fire, and escapes into a hole in the side of the building. Huh. Okay, then. That worked out pretty well. Grandpa Joe's quality spirits. I assume there's going to be more than one type of spirit. That just feels in line with the game. What even is a tillery? And why should you care about this one? Just go. No. I love that. I think that's hilarious. This is a hole that the guard fled through with just enough moxie. You can push your way through. This door is locked with a government-issue combination lock. Must be a prohibition thing. And mob combination, I guess the mob people I worked with way back when would have given me the access. I've totally forgot that those storylines were linked up. I'm going to do the moxie thing because it just seems fun to wriggle. They don't even lead to like different areas. A laboratory workbench. Maybe something like this. Stinking salts, aqua mortis, triple distilled lipids, and non-Newtonian lotion. There's an insane amount of chemistry jokes going on there. I absolutely love it. They're all just armor-based stuff. Maybe that's all you can ever make at a chemical bench. The booze that used to be stored here is now in booze heaven. Right next to dog heaven, maybe, but they make sure that keep them separate. You don't want any cross-contamination there. I guess this is where Grandpa Joe kept all of his broken glass. Almost everything on this shelf is busted up trash, but there's one unsmashed crate of booze. Grab it and get an entire crate of vodka. It's a quest. Vodka is great for when your doctor tells you to drink plenty of clear fluids. Take it to the Speakeasy and we would add another bit of booze alongside the starting beer and the crushed grapes wine or whatever they were, floor grapes. This used to be a still, and it still is, but it used to be too. Very Mitch Hedbergian. I love it. Oh, I didn't even see that on there. Some hobo code is painted on the side. Good thing I got all that knowledge. The code reads, "Be careful not to drop your handkerchief in this barrel." You reach in the barrel to see if anyone ignored the advice. They did. Booze-soaked handkerchief. An accessory. This is a hanky soaked in some nice-smelling schnapps with some stench armor. Crazy. It's working after all these years. The label on the vat that reads... Vat is also just like how vampires would say what? Like, vat. What do you want? And so I hope that gets played up as a gag. Grandpa Joe's extra fancy garlic schnapps. Wow, maybe it isn't prohibition that put this place out of business. Well, I'm thinking if I do that, we have the 3 states of vampire matter going on there. That's lovely. Do you even call it a callback? Maybe. I'm thinking I should probably just put that on and do this. Oh, right around the face there. I didn't realize it would have like a physical representation on the character. My stupid pocket watch never did. I like that. I am gonna do this because it'll probably just wipe them all out, and I've mostly been fighting, so let's try and dance around a fight for like the second time or whatever. You crank open the valve and dump open 12 gallons of pure distilled garlic juice on the floor. I'm not going to see if there was a vat gag, though. Wow, even with stench protection, it's a nasal experience you won't soon forget. The vampires completely flip their collective shinola. Some of them turn into bats and fight each other to be the first out of the hole in the wall. Some turn into mist and shoot out of cracks in the ceiling. A couple of them just kick in the front door until the lock breaks and run out of the place. After that, you hear several screams as they realize it's still daytime outside. That should satisfy Don Toblerone and his boss. Hopefully, They won't mind the smell. Alrighty then. Oh, you can actually see it like splashing around on the ground. That's a very nice little detail. I'm very appreciative of that. I didn't get any like experience or anything for doing that, and you kind of miss out on getting the interactions with the characters, even though there's like separate gags that get played up. I feel like that would be an encouraging thing, is to do a fighting only and a zero fighting like alternative playthrough. And someone pointed out in the comments that as a magic character, I have the Crimbo lady as like my main antagonist. Each one of the 3 main character classes has a separate antagonist that the overarching story is like interweaving, and so that is another cool way that would make this replayable. But because of how thoroughly I like to explore these games, I'm unlikely to replay them because so much of it would be repeated. But some people blast through it, you replay it, explore different things a second, third time around. That's awesome. You get a lot out of this. This vat intentionally left empty. Why were they even making garlic schnapps? That's the last thing vampires should be making. If you made an entire list of every possible thing you could make schnapps out of, which includes everything, garlic should be last. Unfriendly vat. Do not use. Yeah. But still, more still jokes, this drum is almost certainly empty. Bang on it. The drum emits a hollow, sober clang. You can't check that one. Ooh, that's a nice looking couch. This sofa is soaking wet. One of those mist vampires must have been sitting on here. Those vampires left a crate of booze? Oh, we got 2 crates here. Crate of rum. While prohibition on, all varieties of liquor are technically for pirates. Not just the rum. The mirror on this vanity has been broken, but the drawers still work. A pourquoi torque, jewelry, and accessory. This type of necklace is called a torque because it stays on your neck due to torque, rather than any kind of clasp or hook or whatever. And the rush ring. This fraternity ring was originally bestowed on the pledge that ran the fastest in a humiliating nude race. Act earlier in combat. That, seems relatively useful. I will probably go back to my fairy charm, and I don't think I'll use either of those, but I should head back, deal with the prohibition thing soon. I thought this was going to be a whole huge thing. I'd have to clear out an entire nest of vampires or whatever you're going to call them. That wrapped up shockingly quickly. Oh yeah, do you guys want to see my awesome Lilo and Stitch mug? Someone got it for me in a Secret Santa gift 12 years ago. Because I am a Gemini, that is actually... Yeah, because we're nearing Christmas time. Yeah, it would actually be 12 entire years. I don't even know. I don't even know if I don't care about Lilo and Stitch. I've seen it once. It's not bad. I'm just not a fan. Yet I've used this mug for all those times. So shout out to Allie who got me this all those years ago, I guess. Not that that's going to matter to anyone at all. It's been a busy week, so I have more of a loopy, wandering mind than I normally do. And who knows, maybe that'll be completely to the benefit of a gameplay like this. The table is strewn with miscellaneous vampire stuff. You grab everything that looks useful. Vampire boots. These were invented when a cobbler accidentally mispronounced vampire bats. Makes you float like a spooky vampire. A bloodle. Right, we have had the bloodle, like the blood strudel, and the cosmetic wine. Yes, those would all be returning. I love the idea of vampire boots. Wow, that's kind of awesome. It's kind of weird. And in a funny way, even though I know that this isn't remotely the case, it feels lazy. It's lazy of it's oh, you didn't even animate anything there except the tiniest little bit of a floating idle thing. But it's not. If this was the only walk animation, maybe it'd be lazy. It's weird that it carries those feelings. So, this will be a good opportunity. I'm going to head back to Ocean City. We want to go to the Speakeasy, hand off a couple bits of liquor, probably have some other things to check in on. Sup, boss? This is the bouncer? Nope, he doesn't actually want to talk to me. Dan will have some money for me. First, I'll give him these. A little bit of island nectar, eh? And a case of vodka. Gotta be careful with this stuff, it might end up drinking you. Oh, cause in Soviet Russia, vodka drink you, like that's a very funny roundabout way of delivering that joke. Muscle and Moxie, it's kind of ridiculous that we never found the one that gives mysticality. That Glocklin is having a hell of a time over there. Too big of a hell of a time, I think. That all seems like relatively taken care of. Oh, this is one more thing that everyone being very helpful in the comments. Buy him a drink. Science can tell us many things, but only the trees can nourish our minds. These weird little things are hints of where in the world to find the booze that you can bring back to Dan to make the cocktails. An ace in the hole, an ace by the wall, a wall ace. You know, I've asked him all that stuff numerous times, and it's fine. I can consult that later on if I don't find things on my own. And I looked at this ages ago, many things ago. Belonged to a famous adventurer from Frisco, Mumfler Fumperdink, which at the time was familiar, I think, and I was like, that's some sort of West of Loathing thing. It was the name that Markiplier gave his character, and Markiplier was very obsessed with tracking down all the spittoons, and so the fact that they acknowledged his playthrough in this game is awesome. I love when developers like shout out creators who like gave the game their due like that, and obviously, you know, someone who has a big audience like Markiplier, yeah, why not, for sure. So that my appreciation of what they were doing with the spittoon gag there was lower than it should have been, so I felt the need to revisit that with everyone's description in mind, or reminder in mind. I swore I had somewhere new. I feel like it was on the higher end, probably this last shelf. Damn. There were so many dates that were in the 1600s that we were dealing with that were obviously they're like predating any of that, so I guess none of that came up, nothing to worry about there. I should go to Murray's Antiques, then I want to go to the Boardwalk. I believe I have some things to check on there. Do you just want to chat or hang out at all? Oh, yeah, I forgot that that's what that door did now. I should have used it a couple times. Do you have any illegal booze? Just so happens I do. Would you like some of it? Please. Charles produces a craft of booze from under his desk and hands it to you with a wink. Purely for medicinal purposes, of course. In this crate, there are many bottles, and in each of the bottles is a bunch of delicious gin. Okay. Thanks, Charles. Anything else I can help you with? Nothing. No. I bet this will be the mysticality one, which I'm excited about because out of all of these boozes, gin, I prefer gin over rum and vodka by a mile. This'll gin up some more business for sure. Order a drink, it adds mysticality. I am actually going to stick with the HP. It's funny, it's like the starting one, and I still think it's probably the most valuable to me currently. Although, with some of these checks getting a little close, on a bit of a line. This will be closer, I think. I'm going to use this shortcut again. Because you need relatively high checks for this. 7 muscle, 8 moxie. 7 muscle, 8 moxie. 2 off on each. I could trade off a bit of mysticality, probably with like items. I can also just add more through some upgrades soon-ish. Am I wearing things that add 1 mysticality that I could potentially like trade off? I could also go drink some booze to make up for one of them. Mysticality replaced with anything that adds... Nope, not there. Okay, I don't think I could swap it out. I could maybe do it drinking potions and stuff. I think this will still maybe just be... Oh, maybe it's worth it. Maybe I should just do it. Drink some booze eat some food, try and raise that up as much as I can through other means. The boons, I could make use of a different boon, but I'd have to remember which cat offers which boon. I'll wait. I feel like I could. If I maximized all my stats in exactly the right sort of way, then I probably could do it. Nothing raises a stat by 2, so that makes a big difference. No, this is it. No, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make this work. So, we'll see what I can get closest to, and then determine what booze I need to drink based on that. This is just an accessory. That's a very easy one. I don't have to eat anything for that. And so now, where am I at? I'm off by 1 of each, I think. 7 muscle, 8 moxie. 7 muscle, 8 moxie. So, if with my food and my booze, I can raise 1 of each. I can actually do this. It was nowhere near as complicated as I was making it out to be. So, let's add to muscle, whatever. I'll eat the clam jerky. It doesn't matter. Or maybe I eat the shadow hot dog. But I'll just eat it. It doesn't matter. Hearty wheat tea. I'll drink this. Oh, no, but this is probably a potion, not food. Oh, no, I screwed that up instantaneously. Shit. Okay, you drink the tea, you chew on it a little bit, but you make it to the bottom of the cup in one piece. Hefty tea. Some of your weaknesses have been replaced with weaknesses. Fortifying. Damn it. Okay, food is what I needed in this scenario. I'm being dumb. Okay, in that case then, since I've already done that, I guess I'll switch to food, and a moxie-based food is what I need. Squirrel cheese. The fairies kept squirrels the way we used to keep cows. You can only hope that someday they will face a similar reckoning. Oh yeah, replace that one. I don't want that anymore. You eat the cheese, which tastes a lot better than you expected. Similar to taste and texture to a mid-tier Limburger. You're as nimble as a forest creature. Surprising. And that should do it? Yeah, okay. Didn't expect to do this out of nowhere. But I'm kind of thinking this may unlock some like long-term benefits, improve the town, new items, perks, familiars, companions. Like, I don't know exactly, but I feel like I'm getting it around the earliest I could have. Maybe I could if I would have traded off a boon or something, but near as early as I could have. The door's locks are modeled on the monstrous mugs of the great hound Cerberus, three-headed guardian of the underworld's banking sector, not the banks of the underworld. Each of the 3 heads has a name. Phalanx, Methapon, and Sneaky Pete, and a keyhole deep in its maw. Unlock Phylax. You gain 9 experience. It takes everything you've got. But finally, the sturdy keyhole of Phylax falls to you in this contest of raw strength. The cast iron head gives you a nod. Respect between gladiators. Unlock Methapon. The labyrinth of Methapon is not so difficult, really, once you spend some time with it. You visualize its rooms and corridors, making a mental map of which paths bring you to dead ends and which to success. The key turns decisively in the lock, and the cast iron head of Methapon gives you a little wink. With the 2 locks of Phylax and Methapon defanged, the head of Sneaky Pete bends its jaws and releases its lock with a yawn. The key to Sneaky Pete, apparently, was not to use a key. Works for me. Oh, so maybe you only ever had to unlock 2 of them, and it just, like, obviously wouldn't tell you that, or, I don't know, but anyways, we can open the door now. Ooh. It's a little bit spooky in here. Do you know, it's... I'm half using WASD these days because it's so easy to screw things up. This stanchion stands stolidly still, staying stoically stationary. Oh, none of the rest of them have fun little insights. This miraculous little lamp has burned for 20 years and counting, keeping a single solitary vigil to the dying of the bank. I don't want to turn it off just yet. Standing by the cash register, you fantasize about what it would be like to have a service job instead of whatever it is you do. I work at a gas station. Freelance uncursing. I guess the gas station thing is still real. Oh, that's right. Open the cash register. The drawer is sealed shut and there's no obvious way to open it. There's nothing you can do with the cash register at all, in fact, other than bang on the numerical keys as a toddler might. Hit some buttons or just force it open. The metal drawer comes loose with a firm pull from your powerful horse hands. Why are we a horse? But your doing so triggers the bank alarm. Ooh, that's what I was trying to do. It made it rain? You popped it open, which technically counts as bank heist. Meat lines the drawers in uniform piles. No wonder the banks are collapsing if this is all they've got in the till. Yeah, 19, not very good. Turn off the lamp. Good night. This plaque has gone green with age. 1899. Is that on the cusp of when you can check the news? Today we celebrate our opening of Securibus Building and Loan, Pumpkin Street, Ocean City. Integrity, security, excellence, a corporate value for each head of the dog. There's no visible means of opening this monstrous vault door. Kick it. Nice swing. Ow! Punch it. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Ouch! No visible means. And that's it, huh? Well, this makes me think that the lamp was like a clue. There's no more money in the drawer. I didn't mean to leave entirely. Molly, you wanna weigh in on this? Got any thoughts? Small talk. Maybe small talk is always gonna bring up these little side things, and if your companion at all has more to say, then it would come up as a separate option to select. Well, let me go just immediately next door. 1899. Okay, good. That does fall within the range. July 4th. 2 days saw the grand opening of a new banking concern, Securibus Building and Loan. Residents of Ocean City watched in appalled disgust as during the opening ceremony, the maximum security vault door was installed backwards, sealing aside their savings and valuables for eternity. From day one, hey? Total bonehead move. The bank's chairman reassured worried customers the mistake would not affect operations. Is that just a weird way things are being written? Or is like two-man day, two-chair I don't know. There's weird hyphenations. What happened next? 10 minutes later, the bank was closed permanently. Banks. Can't trust them. This doesn't affect my confidence in banks. Well, that lets us know what happened. That's a shame. But not how to deal with it? Maybe we'll find a way to get out behind there? That seems like it would be the solution. Like, I imagine there's a trick here to getting in around that. Maybe if I were to go down here and over and like under. No, it doesn't quite work like that either, does it? That made a lot of sense to me. I thought that would be a clever means of solving things. I think I want to go back and drink the beer again. I'll select that and do a quick replace, and I'll worry about food another time. Charles is kind of a helpful resource to hit up with random things. At least he can be. Not today, apparently. Wait, what the hell? Could I not walk up to her? There was like an invisible wall in the way. She looks busy. Leave her alone. Nothing to deal with there, then. Which of these was where the mob hid out? Now that I went and dealt with the vampires, maybe that was it. Maybe that is considered fully resolved at this point. There's the Tin Lizzies. Was it at the Snackle Mills where they hung out? Just shooting things, gaining a little bit of extra experience, which is starting to add up. Nothing major just yet. Yeah, I thought that there would be like a follow-up somewhere there after dealing with the vampire stuff. And okay, Boardwalk. one more little bit of wrap-up that we can fit in. You pass by the entrance to a dark alley and several shadow spiders scuttle out of it and attack you. I'm not sure what is more horrifying, being attacked by weird shadow spiders, or that they've spread this far from where you originally encountered them. It's definitely the first one. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, that is kind of interesting that they start to spill over into the starting area when you go back. It's a lot of poison. Quite concerning. Alright, the stench damage, this is probably the best way to go in order to just take some of these out. And through that, I just have confidently won the battle already. Nice. Ooh, Dark Rick. You won! It might seem a little weird that regular physical attacks... Yeah, it's typical explanation. That's... Oh, we're right on a line there of being able to invest in the next one of these. The fortune teller, like, maybe you can revisit that and it would be helpful. Okay, right, I still had that on. The welding mask, is there a chance that I didn't use that one before? Okay, that is new. The skull cap, I know for sure would be new. Satchel's lucky hat. I guess, was there other things to be doing? This guy, I haven't talked to you in forever, glares silently. Test your everything, talk to the attendant. Welcome back! Care to test your skills on our second level challenge? What is it? Just take this mallet and hit this lever here hard enough to ring the bell while shooting a bullseye with an air rifle and solving this crossword puzzle. How hard's the puzzle? It's a Thursday puzzle, so it's tough, but not unmanageable. Okay, 5 to all stats. And 10 meat? Oh, you need that. You need that to do it. Done. You put the pencil between your teeth and pick up the mallet in one hand and the air rifle in the other. Pow, slap, ding, solve! Phew, I hate the clues with the question marks after them. But those are the fun ones. Great job, kid. You're a winner. Here's your prize, colorful clown pants. Wow! There exist certain objects that you will only ever find on a clown. And these white pants with colorful polka dots are a pair of them. One of, like, every elemental armor. That's actually pretty sick. The first aid, the gauze turban. None of those are like a quest item. I will buy the gauze turban, and like it mostly ends up paying for itself. Perfect, love it, excellent. I don't even honestly remember what the hell the turban does. I didn't even look. Max HP. That's totally like kind of nice, but I get a lot more out of my creepy, comfy Eldritch hat, so I will go with that. Yes, okay. So that was probably everything I needed to come back to the boardwalk for. I guess I'll double check and see if this guy indicates that there's a next level that we should come back for someday. Look what it is. Level 3 challenge. 7 of all stats. Oh. I tell you what I'm going to do, actually, because I might as well just deal with this. 5 experience, move on. A little bit of lichen, paperclip. I could use one. Sure, why not? I'll buy a paperclip. Let's do that whole exchange one more time. Snap it up. More shellac. Got everything we need. Didn't mean to wander there. Whatever. Got a little bit of more than we needed. Muscle. +2 to magical weapon attacks. Buy this skill. And there we go. 7 of everything. There's a very stat-oriented episode. A lot of stat checks. Ready for level 3? All you have to do is knock over the stack of lead milk bottles with a beanbag while walking a tightrope and playing me at chess. Do I have to win? Well, yes. Are you good at chess? I came in second at the state championships this year. Ready to take me on? Okay. You climb up the tightrope and carefully inch your way across while calling out your chess moves. Fortunately, the height gives you a good view of the board. As you reach the end, you hurl the beanbag full force at the stack of milk bottles. Knight to e7. Clatter. Checkmate. Well, I'll be damned. I'll admit it, kid. You snookered me pretty good. Here's your prize. Sticky hand on a stick. This is a carved wooden hand on a short chain. The hand is covered in tar. It's just an old-style version of the sticky thing. Hasn't been invented yet. Perhaps someday someone will come up with a slightly less terrible way to execute on this idea. extra item drops. And just a quick confirmation, is there more than that? There is 9 to everything. So that's totally, that'll be a future concern. Well, I feel damn good about what we accomplished in this episode. Don't forget to recommend me an episode title. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.